Hello, my lovely viewers, and welcome to today's video of Sports on Fauzan Harun channel. And today we are going to review the match that was played between Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup competition. So you all saw the game. It was an end-to-end action for that matter, especially during the second half, because in the first half it was always up till the 70th minute or so. I think Chelsea bossed the game throughout from the first minute to the 75th minute or so. Chelsea bossed the game till Jose Mourinho effected some substitutions to alter the course of the game, getting to the end of the game, in which they succeeded in getting the equalizer, and then they won on penalties, 5-4 on penalties, and unfortunately Mason Mount missed his penalty kick. And before I do proceed with detailed analysis of today's video, please, if this happens to be your first time of joining me on the show, please join the family, the Fauzan Harun community, by touching the subscribe button and then touching the notification bell, and then give me thumbs up if you enjoy the show. Send in comments as well, and then share it, most importantly, for many viewers to also have access to this video. And you saw the game yesterday was quite fascinating for Chelsea. That we deployed Edward Mendy he had his debut, and had a fantastic debut for that matter. He did excellently well, only for Emerson Palmieri to disappoint him by failing to pick his man for Tottenham Hotspur's equalizer. And already I must say, before I proceed, judging from what is happening from the camp of Chelsea, I think the fallout from the West Brom game was very bad. That I gathered that Marcos Alonso misbehaved, and when he was substituted, he had to go straight to the team bus instead of joining his other colleague players and the managers, as well as his management team on the bench in a safe, distant manner, because of the safety protocols involved in the COVID-19. He had to join them and observe the safe distance on the bench of Chelsea, but unfortunately he had to leave before the final whistle of the game. He had to move. He left the stadium before his other colleagues and the management team of Chelsea. And I'll take this opportunity to tell Marcos Alonso to do the honorable thing by apologizing to Coach Lampard. You know, I like him a lot, and when I hear such stories, it sinks very bad in my mind that Marcos Alonso shouldn't be doing that. Obviously, you had a bad game in the West Brom game, though in my review, I said we shouldn't blame anybody in that game, the 3-3 draw. If you quite remember, I said it, and I still maintain we shouldn't blame anybody. It was a bad day in the office. Anybody could equally have a bad day in the office whenever the need arises. But and I went further to indicate that if we want somebody to come in to be a backup for Ben Chilwell, certainly it shouldn't be Emerson Palmieri. And Emerson Palmieri, one thing that is certain about Emerson Palmieri is that he's almost always certain to give away goal against Chelsea whenever he plays. In the tough games, I'm not saying against Barnsley, in the low opposition team. I'm not talking about the lower ranked teams. I'm talking about the top teams. Whenever he plays for Chelsea, he concedes or he helps somebody to concede. Because of his failure to mark Tottenham Hotspur's player, Edward Mendy's clean sheet was wiped off, and Edward Mendy had a fantastic night in the game between Chelsea and Tottenham, and only for Emerson to come and wipe off his clean sheet. Benjamin Chilwell was doing relatively well, though he was cautious. Remember, he's coming back from an injury, and so he was cautious with his legs, but all the same, he was very good, if not excellent, on the field, and hopefully he will build up in the games, to come up. Let me do the put this point across also, that Chelsea were not clinical, because we had most of the chances. If you look at the possession, Chelsea had 64% of possession. We possessed the ball 64%, while Tottenham had 36%, and Tottenham had lesser engagement with the ball, and hence they were able to match us getting to the tail end of the game. And Chelsea had 671 passes, while Tottenham Hotspur had 389 passes. And judging from these statistics that I'm reading out loud, Chelsea should have finished the game long term. Look at the chances that Hudson-Odoi, and unfortunately Mason Mount had to pass to Timo Werner. He couldn't pick him, unfortunately. He was selfish on that during that period. Same likewise Hudson-Odoi, when he had a fantastic game in the West Brom game. Yesterday too, we had relatively a good game, but only for those inexperienced and then unfortunate mistakes that he made at the Tottenham Hotspur's 18-yard box, that he was supposed to do better. A point in time, we had Tammy Abraham standing at a very well comfortable position to shoot the ball into the net, but he went for glory and blew the ball far off target, which is quite unfortunate. And Benjamin Mendy was quite composed and comfortable in the post. And honestly, though it's too early to judge, but it reminded me of the days of Peter Cech and Thibaut Courtois, that somebody even in our tabloid and social media chats, Chelsea fans, we have so many social media accounts, so the club has so many accounts. In one of the comments, somebody said, now Chelsea has a goalkeeper. And it may sound funny, but it's true. This is a guy who is composed and much more confident when he is in the post, only for Emerson to disappoint him on that night. You quite remember last week I was saying somebody had to criticize and gave it to Alonso. Fine, he had a bad day, but I didn't blame anybody, because I was thinking, I thought it was a bad day in the office for all the players, and I still maintain that. And when the person was saying Emerson should play, yesterday Emerson came and he made a mistake. One thing certain of Emerson is that always he makes mistake. Always is bent sure of making mistake. What kind of player is that? And I don't know the job of Emerson. He shouldn't be defending. If only anything, he should be in midfield or helping the attack, rather than so hence we have to deploy somebody to be defending rather than Emerson at the left fullback position. And hence, in this current difficult period that we are, apart from Ben Chilwell, Alonso is better than him, despite the criticism and the insult and whatever castigation you may cast on Alonso. Is far better than Emerson. Emerson and Alonso, one thing unique about them is that they can't defend both of them. But Alonso up front going for it scores goals. Emerson doesn't score goals. So hence Alonso is better than him, and I still maintain that. So Alonso should apologize to Frank Lampard for the bad behavior he put up during the West Brom match. He should apologize. I call on him to apologize if you want to save his Chelsea career. I know Frank Lampard, despite being bitter, is a professional, and hopefully when the need arises, if Alonso doesn't move out of Chelsea, he will be featured as and when necessary as a necessary backup to Benjamin Chilwell. And also, Chelsea was wasteful, as I said. We should have finished off Tottenham Hotspur about 3-1 or 4-1 before even they thought of coming back in the game. So let me do the screen display and tell you the ratings for the match. This is Timo Werner, and Timo Werner, congratulations to Timo Werner for scoring his first goal in Chelsea colours in a competitive match. He had his first goal, quite an excellent one for that matter. And Timo Werner, somebody said, is fond of scoring against Tottenham. When he was at RB Leipzig, he did the same thing. He came to Tottenham Hotspur and scored against them. Now he did it. He had to open his goal account with Tottenham Hotspur. Congratulations to Timo Werner. So that's Mourinho and Lampard. Yesterday they had a bad engagement at the Tottenham Hotspur. Remember, Mourinho was the boss of Lampard at Chelsea. So this is Edward Mendy. Yesterday he was excellent in post for Chelsea. Timo Werner yesterday had a little hamstring getting to the tail end of the match. and hopefully he should be ready to face Crystal Palace. Or I think, and also one thing that I must put across is that Lampard is overusing Mason Mount. Because Lampard is overusing Mason Mount, sometimes he gets tired. And the love of Lampard, the love for Mason Mount is killing Mason Mount indirectly. Lampard loves the boy so much, I know, as he takes him almost as a son. You see, but the love that he has for Mason Mount would kill his career if care is not taken. He overuses him. Sometimes he needs rest. I feel he needs rest because game in, game out, Mason Mount always features. Hence, he needs rest to properly deploy his service for Chelsea. So let's look at the ratings. The ratings, those who had positives, remember I do positives, negatives, and then average. Those who had positives are those who excel, had from very good to excellent. We have Benjamin Mendy, he had an excellent night. Zuma, Tomori, irrespective of only the mistake that they made, despite that they had, their combination was superb, despite that error. Aspilicueta, I think, spot on. Timo Werner, N'Golo Kante came in the second half, also had positive. Average, we have Ben Chilwell, he was cautious with his legs, as I said earlier on. Kovacic, Jorginho, Giroud, Hudson-Odoi. And then the negatives, we have Emerson and Mason Mount. Unfortunately, Mason Mount for the first time going to negatives. So always in positive or average because he's an excellent player. This is where I bring the curtains down on today's edition of the review of Tottenham Hotspur versus Chelsea. And I must still inform you that the subscriber challenge is still on. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, do the honorable thing by hitting the subscribe button and touching the notification bell so that whenever I upload or go on air live, you get notified of my appearance. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoy the show and share to as many viewers as possible. Thank you very much. Hope to meet you some other time. This is a global show for that matter. This is where I draw the curtains down on today's edition of the show. Cheers and always God bless you. Bye bye.